Welcome back, my YouTube channel Old Coin Z Collection, where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today we have something extraordinary to talk about: the 5-cent coin from South Africa, 2007, that's now worth a jaw-dropping for $1 million. That I know you might be wondering, how on earth did this little 5-cent coin become so valuable? Stick around as we explore its fascinating story, the history behind its rarity, and how it went from a simple piece of currency to one of the most sought-after treasures in the world. Let's start by understanding the 5-cent coin from South Africa minted. In 2007, this coin was a part of South Africa's modern currency system. As you can see, it's made from a copper-nickel alloy and features a variety of design elements that reflect South Africa's cultural and national identity. Done on the obverse, you'll find a depiction of the iconic Springbok's antelope, which is South Africa's national symbol. And on the reverse, you'll see the face value and the year of issue. Pretty standard, right? But this particular coin holds a secret, something that makes it one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever discovered. That is, so what makes this coin so rare? Well, it turns out that in 2007, during the minting process, a small number of 5-cent coins were mistakenly struck with a major design flaw. Some of these coins were misprinted with incorrect details, like a faulty rim, irregular strikes, and a misalignment of the spring image. This error led to a very limited number of these coins being in circulation, making them incredibly rare. Now, here's the kicker: these misprints were not noticed by many at first, but over time collectors started realizing that the error coins were vastly different from their regular counterparts. Some of them were in mint condition, and that's where the true value lies. Okay, so now you might be asking, how did this tiny mistake lead to a coin worth for $1 million? Let's dive into the factors that contributed to its extraordinary value. First off, rarity. As we know, only a few of these misprinted 5-cent coins were made. In fact, estimates suggest that only 12 coins with this flaw exist in the world. The rarity of the coin alone makes it a highly desirable collector's item. Second, the condition of the coin. Condition plays a massive role in how much a coin can be worth. The cleaner, sharper, and more well-preserved the coin is, the more valuable it becomes. The coin in question was found in near mint condition, which added to its value exponentially. And finally, demand. Coin collectors, numismatists, and investors around the world are always on the lookout for rare, valuable coins. And this one didn't go unnoticed. With only a handful in existence, the demand skyrocketed, pushing the price to a staggering $4 million. That is, so where did the coin actually sell for $4 million? It went to auction. After being examined and certified as a genuine error coin, it made its way to one of the world's most prestigious coin auction houses. At the auction, several wealthy collectors and investors bid against each other, driving the price up to a record-breaking $4 million. The coin was eventually sold to a private collector, and to this day it remains one of the most expensive 5-cent coins ever sold. It's incredible to think that a coin that was originally worth just a few cents ended up being worth millions. This is why coin collecting can be such a fascinating world. Mistakes can lead to treasures, and it's all about knowing what to look for. The story of the 5-cent 2007 South Africa coin is more than just about the money. It highlights how history, design errors, and a bit of luck can create a piece of culture that's both valuable and rare. Collectors around the world continue to hunt for other rare coins, hoping to find their own hidden gems. And this coin, with its unique history, will always be a symbol of how numismatics can turn a simple mistake into a multi-million-dollar treasure. For those of you interested in investing in rare coins, the 2007 South Africa 5-cent coin is a great example of why you should pay attention to minting errors and limited runs. But remember, it's important to do your research, verify the authenticity, and consult with experts before making any purchases. That's it for today's deep dive into the 5-cent 2007 South Africa coin. What an incredible story, right? A tiny mistake turned into a multi-million-dollar piece of history. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever come across a rare coin with a? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most sought-after coins in the world of numismatics. The coin 1978 South African 1 Rand coin. The 1 Rand 1978 South Africa coin might seem like a simple piece of currency at first glance, but trust me, it's far more valuable than it appears. With a value of up to $30,200, this coin is a rare and highly coveted collector's item. But what makes this coin so valuable, and why is it worth such a hefty sum? Let's break it down. The South African 1 Rand coin, introduced in 1961, was part of the country's transition to the decimal system. The 1978 edition, minted under the South African Reserve Bank, holds a very special place in numismatic history. But before we talk about why this coin is so valuable, let's talk about its historical background. In the 1970s, South Africa was going through significant social and political change. The apartheid era was still in full swing, and the economy was undergoing transformations. The 1 Rand coin was a symbol of the currency and a standard of economic exchange. Now, why does the 1978 version stand out? The answer lies in the minting process, its design, and of course, the number of coins that were produced. Let's talk about the coin's design, which is a masterpiece in itself. On the front, we see the famous springbok, a symbol of South Africa. This image, designed by Krugerrand Steinberg, has been an iconic representation of the country for years. But here's the thing. The 1 Rand from 1978 is more than just an ordinary coin. On the reverse side, we have the South African coat of arms. You can see the intricacy of the design, which shows elements like the shield, lion, and the motto Ex Unitate Vires, meaning strength through unity. But this coin isn't just visually appealing. The minting process of the 1978 1 Rand coin was also crucial. Unlike some other years, this coin was produced using a high-quality bronze-nickel blend, which has stood the test of time, helping to preserve the coin in excellent condition. Now, the burning question: why is this particular coin worth so much? We're talking about a value of up to $30,200 for a single coin. How does that happen? The main reason for its high value is rarity. The 1 Rand 1978 coin was minted in relatively low quantities compared to other years. As fewer coins were released, the supply dwindled, making them harder to find. And when a coin is rare, the price only goes up. Additionally, the 1978 1 Rand has some unique features, including some minor minting errors that make certain coins even rarer. These small imperfections, often unnoticed by the untrained eye, can dramatically increase the value of the coin. If you're a coin collector or just curious about whether your 1 Rand 1978 coin might be worth thousands of dollars, there are a few things to look out for. First, you need to check the condition of the coin. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins in mint or near-mint condition can fetch a premium price. Look for sharp details, minimal wear, and a bright, untarnished surface. A coin with scratches, dents, or discoloration can drop in value significantly. Next, check for any minting errors. Coins with misprints, double strikes, or off-center designs are incredibly rare and valuable. These errors occur when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, and they create a unique piece that collectors highly desire. Now that we know why the 1 Rand 1978 coin is valuable, you might be wondering, where can you find one or sell it if you have it? The best places to look are reputable online coin dealers, auction houses, or specialized coin shops. When buying or selling these rare coins, make sure to do your research and work with trusted sellers. The internet has made it easier than ever to find rare coins, but it also comes with the risk of encountering scams. Always check the authenticity of the coin, and if you're not sure, get it appraised by a professional. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, the 1978 South African 1 Rand coin is a treasure that every enthusiast should know about. Its history. Today, we have a super exciting topic, something that might just surprise you. We're talking about the South African 5-cent coin from 1996. And believe it or not, this coin has a potential value of $6 million. I know it sounds crazy, but stick with me, because we'll uncover the truth behind this rarity. So, grab a seat, hit that like button, and let's dive right in. Let's start by looking at the history of this particular 5-cent coin. The South African 5-cent coin was introduced in 1961 when South Africa adopted its decimal currency system. The coin was part of the set replacing the previous British system, which was widely used until then. Fast forward to 1996. The South African Mint produced a series of coins with significant changes, marking a pivotal time in the nation's numismatic history. 1996 was a year of change in South Africa, not just politically, with the end of apartheid, but also culturally and economically. The coins issued in 1996 were part of the new coinage designed after South Africa became a democratic nation. These coins bore new motifs and designs, reflecting the country's bright future. The 5-cent coin you see here was designed with the famous protea flower on the reverse and the year of minting on the obverse. Now, let's zoom in on the details. The 5-cent coin from 1996 is made from cupronickel, which gives it a nice, shiny appearance. On the obverse, you'll see the image of a springbok, a symbol of South Africa's wildlife and a staple of the country's coinage. It's an iconic feature and instantly recognizable to anyone who's seen South African currency before. Above the springbok, you'll spot the year 1996. Now, flip the coin over, and here's where the magic happens. The reverse side features the beautiful protea flower, which is South Africa's national flower. Surrounding the protea is the denomination 5C, indicating the coin's value. The coin is a simple yet elegant design, and this is what makes it so appealing to collectors. All right, let's get into the juicy stuff, the value of this coin. Now, you might be thinking, wait, 5 cents? How could this be worth $6 million? Here's the thing. The 5-cent coin from 1996 is actually extremely rare. Not because it's made of precious metal, but because a very small number of these coins were minted in a particular way, making them one of the rarest South African coins in existence today. There was a significant error in the minting process for some of the 5-cent coins in 1996. Instead of the standard cupronickel composition, a small batch was accidentally produced using a much more expensive and rarer type of metal. These error coins are often extremely valuable. As of now, one of these rare error coins has been appraised at a staggering value of $6 million. In fact, at various numismatic auctions, this rare 5-cent coin has been sold for amounts that seem too good to be true. However, it's important to note that only a handful of these error coins exist. The vast majority of the 1996 5-cent coins are still only worth their face value or a few cents above that. But if you happen to find one of these rare versions in your collection, you could be holding on to a literal gold mine. Okay, so how do you tell if you have one of these rare coins? It can be tricky, but there are a few things to look out for. First, the composition is key. The standard 1996 5-cent coin should feel light and have a certain shine to it. If the coin feels heavier or has a different tone to it when you tap it, that could be a sign of an error. Another way to spot these rare coins is by looking at the edges. Some of these error coins have a slightly irregular edge or even a mismatch in the design alignment. If the protea flower or springbok appears slightly off-center, that could be a valuable clue. Also, pay attention to the weight. Some of the rarer versions are made with a thicker metal, which adds to their value. So, now that you know what to look for, where can you find these rare coins? Well, the search for a $6 million 5-cent coin isn't going to be easy. Most of these rare error coins are either in private collections or locked away in vaults. However, there are still a few places where you might come across one. Coin dealers, local auctions, and online marketplaces could be good starting points, but always do your research first to wrap up. The South African 5-cent coin from 1996 is more than just a small denomination of currency. It's a rare piece of history. Top 2 coin 2 Rand coin minted in 1991. This little piece of history might just be worth a lot more than you expect. A massive $4 million. How, you ask? Stick around and I'll explain everything. Before we zoom in on the 2 Rand coin from 1991, let's take a quick look at the history of South African currency. South Africa has a rich coinage history, dating back to the early 1800s. The Rand was introduced in 1961 when South Africa became a republic. The 2 Rand coin itself, though, has an interesting story. It was first minted in 1989, and since then, it has seen a number of variations and designs. The country's political landscape during the late 20th century was tumultuous, with the end of apartheid around this time. And that historical context is significant when we talk about the 1991 2 Rand coin now. Let's get into the specifics of the 1991 2 Rand coin. If you've ever held one in your hand, you know that it's made of copper nickel. The design is simple but elegant. On the obverse side, we see the famous springbok antelope, which has been a symbol of South Africa for many years. The reverse side features the denomination 2 Rand, with the design featuring a unique pattern and a year of minting, 1991. But did you know that some 1991 2 Rand coins were produced with a very rare misprint? These rare versions are the ones that can fetch up to $4 million. Here's where it gets really interesting. A very small batch of 2 Rand coins in 1991 were minted with a critical error, a misprint that makes them extremely rare and valuable. Some of these coins were incorrectly stamped, with parts of the coin's design misaligned, or the mint marks being in the wrong location. Now, you might be thinking, how does something as small as a misaligned stamp turn a regular coin into a rare treasure worth millions of dollars? The answer is simple. In the world of numismatics, coin collecting, rarity, condition, and historical significance are everything. When a misprint occurs, it makes the coin that much more sought after. Coin collectors from around the world, especially those focused on South African or world coins, go crazy over these rare misprinted versions. The market for such errors has surged, with one of these coins fetching an unbelievable $4 million in an auction. Now let's talk about the auction where this specific 1991 2 Rand misprinted coin was sold. In 2019, a private collector put one of these ultra-rare coins up for auction. The bidding started slow, but soon it skyrocketed as numismatists and wealthy investors battled it out. After what felt like an eternity, the coin finally sold for a jaw-dropping $4 million. Can you imagine the thrill of winning that bid? It's a true testament to the insane value of these misprinted coins. This specific auction set a new precedent for rare South African coins, showing just how much they can be worth when they come from such a historically significant period. Now, you might be wondering why such a coin is worth so much. After all, it's just a small piece of currency, right? The value doesn't come from its size, or even its precious metal content. It's the rarity, the story behind it, and the context of its creation that makes this coin truly special. 1991 was a monumental year in South African history. The country was transitioning from the oppressive apartheid regime to a new era of democracy. The 1991 2 Rand coin represents a turning point, a symbol of change, and that historical weight adds to its value. When you couple that with the fact that only a few misprinted coins were ever made, you've got a collector's dream. That if you're thinking of starting your own coin collection, remember that rarity is key. While the 1991 2 Rand coin is an extreme example, there are plenty of other valuable coins out there. Collectors often focus on coins with rare mint errors, specific years, or significant historical importance. Whether you're into numismatics or just looking for an interesting hobby, understanding what makes a coin valuable is essential. The thrill of finding a rare piece is what makes coin collecting so exciting. So, there you have it. The story of the 2 Rand coin from 1991 that's worth $4 million. It's incredible to think how a simple coin could carry such immense value. But when you dig deep into its history, the 1966 South Africa 20-cent coin, valued at an astonishing $2.5 million. Yes, you heard that right, $2.5 million. You won't believe the history, rarity, and incredible story behind this coin. First things first, let's take a closer look at this coin. The 1966 South Africa 20-cent coin features a stunning design. On the obverse, you'll find a portrait of the then South African president, Jan van Riebeeck. On the reverse, there's a remarkable depiction of a protea, the national flower of South Africa. This coin, however, is famous for more than just its design. Its rarity and unique features have made it one of the most coveted pieces in the world of numismatics. To truly understand the significance of the 1966 20-cent coin, we need to go back to the 1960s in South Africa. During this period, South Africa was experiencing political and economic changes, with the country transitioning into the apartheid regime. The 1960s were marked by tensions, but also by a significant shift in coinage and currency to reflect South Africa's evolving identity. The 20-cent coin was minted as part of a new set of coins introduced by the South African Reserve Bank. These coins were meant to represent a modernizing economy. But who could have predicted that 1 year's coin would become one of the most valuable in the world decades later? Now, let's delve into the specifics that make the 1966 20-cent coin so rare. What sets this coin apart from all others is the minting error that occurred. You see, a very small number of these coins were mistakenly struck with a different metal composition and a misalignment in the minting process, making them unique. Most 1966 20-cent coins were struck using a copper-nickel composition, but the rare version is made with a unique metal alloy, creating a different color and texture. This mistake wasn't noticed until years later, when collectors realized they had something extremely valuable in their hands. So, how did this 1966 South Africa 20-cent coin end up being worth $2.5 million? The truth is, the value isn't just about the coin's rarity. It's also about the history behind it, the mistake in the minting process, and the growing demand among collectors for South African coins. In recent years, this particular coin has been sold in prestigious auctions, and its price has skyrocketed. In fact, the coin fetched its record-breaking price when it was sold in a private auction by one of the world's top numismatic experts. It's a reminder of how mistakes in minting can sometimes lead to a coin becoming a collector's dream. Now, let's talk about why people collect rare coins like the 1966 20-cent. Coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It's a passion. For many collectors, finding a rare coin is like solving a mystery or uncovering a hidden treasure. The allure of rare coins, particularly those with unique errors, is that they are tangible pieces of history that have stood the test of time. Collectors love coins because each one tells a story. Whether it's a minting error, an unusual feature, or the history behind it, every coin offers a glimpse into a different era. And when a coin like this 1966 South Africa 20-cent comes to light, collectors from around the world rush to get their hands on it. Let's say you're lucky enough to come across a 1966 South Africa 20-cent coin. How can you identify if it's the rare, valuable version? The first thing you'll want to do is examine the metal composition. The rare coin has a different metallic sheen compared to the common 20-cent pieces from that year. Look for subtle differences in color. If the coin has a reddish or more golden tint, you may have stumbled upon something special. Next, check the mint mark and the alignment of the design. If it's slightly off-center or seems misaligned, that's another sign that you might be holding a minting error. Rare coin markets have exploded in recent years. A coin that was once worth just a few cents or dollars can now fetch millions. This surge in demand is driven by collectors, investors, and even museums looking to own pieces of history. As we've seen with the 1966 South Africa 20-cent coin, a mistake in minting can turn an ordinary coin into $1 million masterpiece. Now that you know all about the 1966 South Africa 20-cent coin, its history, and why it's worth $2.5 million, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you have any rare coins in your collection and story too? The coin 1993 South Africa 20-cent coin that's worth a staggering $3.5 million. Old coins have a special charm. They carry with them stories from the past, historical significance, and sometimes a jaw-dropping value. But what makes the 1993 South Africa 20-cent coin so special? Let's dive in. Before we get into the specifics of this rare coin, let me first explain why certain coins can be worth so much money. There are a few main factors that determine the value of old coins: rarity, demand, condition, and historical importance. And in the case of this 1993 20-cent coin, it's the rarity and the unique story behind it that has made it one of the most sought-after collectibles in the world. To fully understand the importance of this 20-cent coin, let's take a moment to look at the history of South African currency. In 1961, South Africa became a republic, and its currency was officially decimalized. The 20-cent coin was first introduced into circulation in 1961 as part of the new coinage system, designed to replace the old pound-based system. Throughout the decades, South African coins have undergone various design changes, but the 1993 series stands out for a very specific reason that you're about to find out. The 1993 20-cent coin was part of a regular issue of coins that year, minted at the South African Mint. The design featured a beautiful depiction of a protea flower, the national flower of South Africa, which symbolized the country's unique flora and cultural identity. This coin, however, had one very important flaw in its design that would lead it to become one of the most valuable coins in the world. You can see the protea flower design clearly here, but what many don't realize is that the majority of these coins were produced with a normal, correct design. However, a small batch of the 1993 coins were misstruck due to an error in the minting process. Here's where things get really interesting. In 1993, a small number of 20-cent coins were mistakenly produced with a misaligned reverse die, which led to an incorrect image being printed on the back of the coin. Instead of the intended protea flower, a different design, specifically an image of a springbok antelope, which was supposed to be used for the 1-cent coin, was struck on these rare 20-cent pieces. These misstruck coins were only discovered much later, and they are incredibly rare. In fact, only a handful are believed to exist. This mistake transformed what was once just another coin in circulation into one of the most highly coveted collectibles in the world. It wasn't until the mid-2000s that collectors started to realize how rare these misstruck 1993 20-cent coins were. As demand for these coins grew, their prices skyrocketed, and in 2017, one of these rare coins sold for a staggering $3.5 million at a private auction. Imagine having a coin worth over $3 million in your hand. It's mind-boggling, but what exactly makes it so valuable? It's the rarity of the minting error, the historical context, and the fact that only a few of these coins were ever made. So, what makes this coin worth $3.5 million? Well, let's break it down. First, it's the rarity of the error. Only a small number of these coins were made, and even fewer are still in good condition. Second, it's the demand. Numismatists and collectors are always on the lookout for rare, historically significant coins. And third, it's the historical context. The misstrike came at a time of major change in South Africa's currency system. The fact that it was a mistake during a crucial time in the history. Top 3. The 1978 South African 10-cent coin was part of the country's regular mint issues during the apartheid era, and back then, it wasn't anything special. In fact, it was just like any other coin circulating at the time. But as we all know in the world of numismatics, sometimes the smallest details can make all the difference at first glance. This coin seems pretty standard. It features the iconic image of the springbok antelope, a symbol of South Africa, on the reverse side. On the obverse, you'll see the portrait of then President of South Africa, the face of the regime that issued the coin. The coin is made of copper nickel and has a diameter of 18.5 millimeters, weighing just 2.4 grams. However, here's where it gets interesting. In 2015, a rare, error-struck version of the 1978 South Africa 10-cent coin was discovered. This version was originally thought to be a mistake or even a minting error, but it turned out to be much more significant than that. The story goes that only a small batch of these coins were made, and due to a unique flaw in the design, they became incredibly rare. Now, here's the thing that's shocking. One of these rare 1978 10-cent coins was sold at auction for a staggering $2.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. $2.5 million. That's what happens when rarity meets history, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for something that has become a symbol of numismatic history. Now, to understand why this particular coin became so valuable, we need to take a step back into history. The 1978 10-cent coin was produced during a politically and socially charged time in South Africa. under the regime of apartheid. The coin itself, in its regular form, represented the economic landscape of a country that was deeply divided. The error version, however, became a symbol of something far more unique. Coins that were produced during significant historical events tend to carry extra value because they reflect a moment in time. When a coin like this becomes rare, it serves as a tangible piece of history that collectors yearn to own. How did this coin go from a regular circulation piece to a multi-million-dollar treasure? It all comes down to the rarity of the error. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for minting mistakes, because these imperfections make the coin extremely unique. The 1978 South Africa 10 cents coin had a misalignment in its design, which caused one of the edges to be struck incorrectly. Now, a minting error like this might seem small, but in the world of numismatics, it's massive. Only a handful of these coins exist, and as time has passed, their rarity and value have only increased. Now, I want to ask you, could you have a 1978 South Africa 10 cents coin hidden in your collection right now? Or perhaps you've seen one at a flea market or in an old coin box. It's crazy to think that something so small could hold such immense value, but that's the magic of collecting. If you're new to the world of coin collecting or investing, don't get discouraged if you don't find a $1 million coin right away. Every coin has a story. Top 4. The 50-cent 2008 South African coin, a rarity that's worth an astounding $6.5 million. This particular coin has garnered international attention, not only for its striking beauty, but also for its immense value. But how did a 50-cent coin from South Africa come to be worth a jaw-dropping $6.5 million? That's what we're going to uncover in today's deep dive. Before we go any further, let's take a closer look at this coin itself. Produced in 2008, the 50-cent South African coin was part of a series that celebrated South Africa's rich heritage and history. But what makes this coin particularly valuable is not just its design. It's the story behind a very unique and rare variant that puts it at the center of attention today. South Africa has a long and rich history when it comes to coinage. The 50-cent coin, commonly used in circulation, features one of the most iconic images, the image of the springbok antelope, an emblematic symbol of the country. But unlike most coins that simply circulate as currency, some rare coins like this one have a story that makes them a true collector's item. In 2008, the 50-cent coin depicted the springbok, South Africa's national animal, but what truly set this coin apart was the intricate design on the reverse side. The reverse features a delicate depiction of the iconic springbok in mid-jump, symbolizing the beauty of South Africa's wildlife. But here's where things get exciting. While most of these coins were produced with the typical design, a very small number of 2008 50-cent coins were mistakenly minted with a flaw, one that went unnoticed until years later. This minting error was so rare that only a few coins exist in the world. It is believed that only 2 to 3 coins were produced with this error, which makes them some of the most sought-after collector's items in the world. Due to its rarity, this specific coin is valued at an unbelievable $6.5 million. Now, you might be wondering, how can a coin worth just 50 cents be valued at such an amount? Well, it's all about rarity, historical significance, and the mistake that made this coin stand out among millions. The coin's mint error is at the heart of its incredible value. Some speculate that it was a misalignment of the die during the minting process, while others believe it was an issue with the metal composition itself. Whatever the cause, what we know for sure is that only a very small handful of these coins exist, and finding one is like stumbling upon a hidden treasure. The coin's discovery was nothing short of groundbreaking for the world of numismatics. When it was first put up for auction, collectors were shocked at the bidding wars that ensued. With every passing bid, the price skyrocketed, and soon the value hit a staggering $6.5 million. It was a moment that would go down in coin collecting history. Why is it that people are willing to pay such an enormous amount for a coin like this? Well, coin collecting isn't just about having something rare. It's about owning a piece of history. A single coin can tell a story, carry a message, and sometimes even carry the legacy of an entire country or civilization. That's why collectors are willing to pay millions for a coin that's just worth 50 cents on the face. So, what lessons can we learn from this extraordinary coin? First and foremost, it teaches us that sometimes even the smallest things can have the greatest value. A simple coin, meant for everyday use, can one day hold unimaginable worth because of its rarity and significance. Maybe you have something rare in your own collection that you didn't even know about. Don't forget to check your old coins, especially those that were minted years ago. With the right knowledge, your collection might hold some hidden gems just waiting to be discovered. Thank you so much for joining me today on this journey through the history of the 50-cent 2008 South Africa coin and the story to tell. And it's the thrill of the hunt that makes this hobby so much fun. Start looking for rare coins, pay attention to the details, and who knows, maybe you'll strike gold. That's it for today's video on the amazing 1978 South Africa 10 cents coin worth $2.5 million. I hope you enjoyed